Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. All right. One more. I don't know if you make a test. Test the mic. Make sure everything is everything. You know, before we get started.
All right.
All right.
Check it.
Yeah. This is something Esau might not be expecting us to come out with. Okay. So this should be back up to my Odyssey page as well. Okay.
Hello, testing.
Odyssey page as well.
Yeah, she saw it.
All right. All right, then we'll let's open up. Okay, first and foremost, we like to give all praises to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Akakadash.
Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, Akim, for this pushing truth in love, sincerity, and charity with all humility. Okay, so this is the brother Yashawan, and I have with me.
Brother Yahshua,
The brothers of Zion.
God. All right, so yeah, man, we back here again with another Night Live. Okay, another Monday Night Live. So as you see the title, Esau is testing the chip, the subdermal, the rice device. Okay, now we got this article here. We're gonna go into this article, okay, and give you some understanding of what is going on. Okay, now everybody heard about this so-called stabbing or killing on the train. Okay, but we can go through this, all right, and dissect the article and give you some understanding. All right. So, brother, Yashua, you could read the headline.
it says here, train stabbing suspect makes claims about deadly attack in JLO's court.
God. All right. Now, the suspect who did the stabbing, okay, he made a call, or he made a call, or call was he received a call from his sister. All right, and we have the recording. Okay, and we're gonna go through it. Okay, and we can show you exactly what's going on. Okay, come to find out and everything, we believe that Esau Edom is testing the chip. Okay, testing the subdermal. Okay, something that is putting you to control you. Okay. All right, buddy, you could read that first paragraph. So, again, you.
It says, the Carlos Brown claims government implanted materials in his brain during conversation with sister.
Salakia.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, when we can, okay. And start from there again. Carlos Brown claims government implanted materials in his brain during conversation with sister.
Gone. All right. Now the Carlos Brown, all right, he is the one who attacked the girl. Okay. Now, yeah, you see that.
It
Read
says here, let me read this part here.
you could pull
Charlotte
up
train stop.
you could pull that up closer to the screen, brother, so you could see. I mean zoom in. Okay, you could scroll up a little bit. I mean scroll down a lot. All right, you could take it from audio. The audio has surfaced.
All right. Audio surfaced of a phone call between Charlotte train stabbing suspect Carlos Brown and his sister, Tracy Brown, recorded just days after he was taken into custody for allegedly stabbing 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska to death on a light rail train.
John. Now, first of all, right, as the scripture says, whoever perish being innocent. Okay, the brother desire one, you could bring that precept, brother. All right. Even though this may be a target death, okay, or it's like even though this may be a tragic death, okay, and scary, at the same time, the point still remains as the scripture had said, okay, whoever perish being innocent. All right. So let's get that precept first. Job 4:7.
This is Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?
God. All right. Now, Job is asking a question. Whoever perish being innocent. Okay. Now let's get that in a different translation. Actually, we can get it in 3 different translations just to show you that this is the question that Job is asking. All right.
All right.
Let's get that in the GW first.
All right. It says here, now think about this. Which innocent person ever died an untimely death? Find me a decent person who has been destroyed.
You see that? All right. It said, now think about this. Which innocent person ever died an untimely death? So you ain't nobody innocent when they're dead or when they're being put to death. Okay. The next translation, let's get the NLT version.
It says, stop and think. Do the innocent die? When have the upright been destroyed?
All right. So Job is saying, like, you stop and think, boy. You know, do the innocent die? Okay. So when people, when anybody being put to death, you got to stop and think. Were they innocent? Okay. The next translation is the TLB version.
It says, stop and think. Have you ever known a truly good and innocent person who was punished? Experience teaches that it is those who sow sin and trouble who harvest the same.
All right. Okay. Death come by sin. Okay. So even though this girl was put to death, she weren't innocent in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay. We don't know what she have done before, okay, before she got put down. But the Most High knows, okay, even though she may be an heathen, okay, or look like an heathen, okay, let this be to a warning to our people as well, okay, and this could happen to our people, okay, who are Israelites, to you so-called Native American Indians, Latinos, and Negroes. You think you will escape this? Those who are not following the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Do you think you would escape it? You wouldn't escape it. Okay? Nobody escaped from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Uh, so I want you could get Sirach 17 to 20.
This is Sirach
And then we go back to
17 and 17. You said Sirach 17 and 17? It's Salakim, you can hear me?
Done. I can hear you.
Yeah, that's Sirach 17 and what? 19 to 20?
it's dark, yeah. So I want you could hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, bring us Sirach 17 to 20, brother.
All right, this is Sirach 17 and 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, whom being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, does not forsake him. Therefore, all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before the Lord.
Done. You see that? So all of their sins are before Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, all right, and death come by sin. So when you sin, okay, as the scriptures say in Romans 6 and 23, for the wages of sin is death. Okay, so nobody dies innocent. Okay, now people may say, oh, when they watch the videos on social media and the news, oh, she just would mind her own business and this and that and all that. But we can get into all that and show you how Jake was being controlled by Esau Edom via the implant. Okay. All right, Wamba. Let's go back to the article. We can hit the second and third paragraph.
All right, Khan. It says the conversation recorded on August 8th to August 28th, just 6 days after the deadly attack, was provided to the Daily Mail by Brown's sister. It marked the first time the 34-year-old suspect has been heard speaking since the stabbing. In the audio, Brown can be heard admitting that he injured his hand during the stabbing, while acknowledging that he did not know Suruska and had never spoken to her.
God. Now he's saying that he injured his hand during the stabbing while letting them know that he don't know her and never spoke to her. Now this would really sound like a madman, all right? Someone who's out of their head, right? Okay. This is one way that these devils can have people thinking that this person is mad, that this person is crazy, okay? That they have done something terrible, but they're saying that they don't know anything, okay? People will really say, yeah, he is crazy, but some will say he knows what he's doing, or he knows exactly what he's doing, because people do say that, right? The thing is, with this chip, this implant, it can't do that, all right? This devil put it in many of his videos, like Upgrade, Demolition Man, Universal Soldiers, Bloodsport,
Kingsman.
Lucky Anu,
The Kingsman. The Kingsman is a perfect example of that.
Khan the Kingsman, right? Okay. all right, and many other shows and many other TV shows and videos. Okay, so let's read that the next paragraph, my brother.
They say, quote, I hurt my hand stabbing her. I don't even know the lady, end quote. Brown told his sister. I never said not one word to the lady at all. That's scary, ain't it? Why would somebody stab somebody for no reason?
Gone. All right. So now we see. All right. We see. When we first saw the video, okay, we felt some type of way about it when we first saw it. Okay, like we would say, man, she wasn't doing that and she doesn't mind her business and like Jake gotta do this and do that and all that. Right? But more information came out on the video. Okay. All right. Now this guy asks, why would somebody stab somebody for no reason? Right? To me it sounds like yeah, people do this type of shit, right? Right? Commit crime and still try to get out of it. But what comes next will have you thinking about this whole situation. Okay, let's read that next paragraph, brother.
Says Charlotte train stabbing suspect's brother says killing could have been prevented.
Right.
This picture of Iranian's Jerusalem curls up in fear as man looms over during an attack on a train in Charlotte. Says Brown, who according to family members has a history of mental illness, went on to claim that government had implanted materials in his brain that were controlling his actions. He insisted that investigators should look into the implanted materials, saying that they were responsible for his violent outbursts.
God. All right. So now they say mental illness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mental disorders, right? You say something that I want.
No, brother, no, brother.
All right. Okay. So mental illness, which is a mental disorder, right, is a mental health condition or psychiatric disability. So some would say, yeah, he has these disabilities, but to say something like the government had implanted materials in his brain that were controlling his action, that's not psychiatric. That's speaking what he knows. Plus, he's been in and out of prison for years. Okay. All right. He's been out of prison for years. And back then, they were what? Implanting chips into prisoners. So it's not surprising to us. You see? Now, for somebody who is psychiatric, for somebody who's so called crazy, do you know of anybody who's crazy saying that the government implanted something into them? I know
God,
nobody who claiming that.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I know a crazy person claiming that.
Might be all by design.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, so even though they say, uh, according to family members, has a history of mental illness. Okay, but far as we know, a crazy person, man, they just have demons on them.
Right.
That's it.
Legions.
That's it.
You see? So which crazy person we know, or you who may be watching know that say, hey, the government implanted this thing in me. That didn't sound like a crazy person. Because crazy people, they don't say these things.
Oh.
God. Hey, Salaki, right? Um, you know, not to stray away from the topic. There was a situation. What happened? Was a couple days ago.
Yep.
This older 83-year-old Edomite man. You know, he was with his, I think he was with his wife, and then I think it was the landlord who came up to him, and she was trying to deal with him and something. I probably sent it to the group when we finished this live. And
Right.
basically he just crash out, he just start jicking her right up, stabbing her to pieces. 83-year-old just start
Right.
stabbing her to pieces, like they literally crashing out. Like I never see that, you know what I mean? 83-year-old, we usually see younger, these younger YNs or younger, you know,
Yeah.
generation do that. But 83-year-old, he's stopping up, and that's like, and then when they ask him, he like he ain't really know what's going on. I'm like shit. You know, I think he's been them all home or something like that.
Yep.
It's
Hey,
crazy.
right. And just like one would say that movie, The Kingsman. Just think
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah.
You see.
Right.
Plus, on top of that, you are a brother. He had a dream going into the same thing. How all those who had that implant was doing the exact same thing.
God. And you know, inside that movie, all they had to do was turn up a certain frequency, and it made people they couldn't control themselves. They just start killing up each other.
Hey,
Right?
Salaki,
And then
right?
even when
Go ahead, brother.
and even Salaki, when they go to when we speak of crazy people, they say that they hear voices or they something talk to them or something. And
Yep.
mention he ain't hear no voice and nothing, he just do it. He ain't say no voice tell him to do it or nothing. He just do it.
Yep. Think about it too, man. He was just sitting down there. He was sitting down minding his business. And when the young girl come in and sit down in front of him, as he said, when you go on with the lesson, he can say, man, whoever was in control of the materials in him, must he didn't like her.
Mhm.
You see?
But even when you watch the video right before he stabbed her, you could see he curl up and like he's laughing to himself. It almost looked like he was speaking to himself, and then he slowly took out the weapon and then proceeded to do what he do.
Yep. Right? Shalom, shalom, malak, damawatya, shalom, yashadua. All right.
Yeah.
Brother, does I want to get that Revelation 13 and 16 and 17, brother? All right.
Okay. There's Revelation 13 and 16. It says, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and its number is 666.
Done. All right. Now, as the scriptures say, okay, he caused it all. Okay. Now, the guy say, the guy went on to claim that the government had implanted materials in his brain. And the scripture say in your hand or your forehead.
Mhm.
All right. And we know that Elon Musk bringing the brain chip. All right. But one, but you could read on the next two paragraphs. But it start from Tracy Brown.
It says Tracy Brown, 32, pressed her brother for answers during the conversation, asking him directly why he targeted Zaritska. She described the attack as senseless and heartbreaking, particularly given Zaritska's background. Out of all people, why her? Tracy asked her brother, according to the Daily Mail. She is from Ukraine. She is from Russia, and they had a war going on against the United States. So I'm just trying to understand, of all people, why her?
All right. Tracy Brown, which is
To call
the
him
Carla
from.
Brown sister, right? She asking why her, of all people, and why her being a Ukrainian girl. Okay. So the thing is, if you go online to try and find out any information about this young girl before her death, you can't find anything. Okay. And that's an eye opener. Okay. Uh, the brother Desire one posted a image of her. All right, where they're saying she done something like that before. Okay, so like I said, you can't find nothing on her before her death. Okay, no image, no birthday, nothing but her parents, nothing. No Facebook account, no Instagram, no TikTok. Why is it that you can't find no information on this girl before? I mean, after she died. Okay, so I speak as a man, right? Before she could have been an agent, okay,
Right.
at valuable information she might have had. Okay, this could probably led to her death. Okay, like Jake said, why would somebody stab somebody for no reason? Whoever perished being innocent. You see, so just but you can't find no information on this girl. That should tell you something. You see, all right, and one only that one little piece of information would state that she did this before. Okay, when you go to certain different chat GPT or different AI apps and you put in a name, they giving you the same name, but they giving a whole different scenario.
Hmm.
You see? All right.
This guy who the Garlands, he who did his job, and he got the death penalty, right? Like they sentenced him to death, right?
Yeah, they say he got the death penalty, right?
That sentencing happened quick. So they might be trying to get rid of whatever evidence might be contained within him or not. Because when they subject people to death and the state really gets control of the body, like they do their own autopsies and that,
Hmm.
I think
Right.
that's how it works.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because he said in that last paragraph, he said, right, he insisted that investigators should look into the implant materials, saying that they were responsible for his violent outbursts. And we know how these devils go. If we get a death penalty and you being put to death, Esau can do their thing. All right. Uh, read the next paragraph, brother.
Says just to Carlos now. They just lashed out on her. That's what happened. The Carlos replied. Whoever was working the materials, they lashed out on them. That's all there is to it. Now they really got to investigate what my body was exposed to. Now they got to do an investigation as to who was the motive behind what happened.
John. Now, does that sound like a crazy person? All right. A psychiatric person, you know, a crazy person, they ain't going with all this, dealing with the government, you know. They may say, and especially a J2, a so-called black man, they may try and say something about their family owe them money or something. But they ain't going after the government, you know. So the man says they just lashed out on her. Okay. Now let's see what the chip can do to the human body. All right. All right, brother. You could I send you couple of screenshots, right? One of them was the people also asked, can Neuralink control you? You could read that one, brother.
All right, so you don't want the technology behind the Neuralink chip.
Huh?
All right. Oh, you want people ask? Okay. It says, can Neuralink control you? If Neuralink is connected to a vast AI network, it could theoretically determine your personality, beliefs, and even your sense of self. So
God,
yes.
you see, now they're saying theoretically it can do it. All right, that's what they're saying. Okay, now let's read the next screenshot where I say the technology behind the Neuralink chip.
All right, done. It
The
says here,
one,
yeah, I got
the
you.
one.
The
Salakia,
technology behind,
huh?
you said the technology behind the Neuralink chip, right? You want to highlight a piece?
God,
All right. It says, described as fully implantable and cosmetically invisible, the Neuralink chip uses thin, flexible threads equipped with 1024 electrodes that record the activity of neurons, the nerve cells that send messages all over the body to drive nearly all human functions.
you see that? That's it. They say the nerve cell that send messages all over the body to drive nearly all human functions. Didn't he say? Didn't he say the material inside him? And he was sitting down there, doing what he do, and she come inside there. You know, they probably recognize her, and they do what they had to do. Okay. Now you remember that movie? What Ice Cube just brought up, how they could track you, your whereabouts and everything. Now she meet him on the train. Okay, sitting down, she sitting in front of him. All right, they know her. The government know her. Know what she's about. Okay, she wasn't just a nobody, because if she was a nobody, okay, you would have find some type of information on her from when she was growing up. You would find some type of picture, okay, stuff like that. All right, but no, you can't find nothing on her. So she got information. All right. All right, brother. You could read the next one that say how Neuralink chip works. You could read that same first paragraph, brother.
Right. Neuralink is a brain-computer interface that connects the human brain to a computer using oscillator.
Huh?
I gotta scroll. I gotta scroll down. Hold on.
No, I mean on the screenshot they sent me, brother. To lock
Yeah,
you.
looking at the screenshots now. It says how the Neuralink chip works.
Right.
Initially focusing on aiding individuals with severe paralysis, the Neuralink chip aims to restore personal control over limbs, prosthetics, or communication devices.
Gone,
By
Salakia. Salakia, right? They say the Neuralink chip aim to restore personal control over limbs, prosthetic, and communication devices. Isn't a hand a limb?
Mhm.
All right. So they control him. Like you say, why would somebody just stab somebody for no reason? Somebody who they don't even know. All right. Read on, brother.
By recording and decoding neural signals from individual neurons and then transmitting them back to the brain using electrical stimulation, the chip enables users to control devices solely through thought.
All right.
Compared to other BCIs, Neuralink's approach targets individual neurons, providing crucial data for sophisticated thought decoding. Notably, the company has also developed a robot that can surgically implant the device with more precision and efficiency than a human surgeon.
Gone. All right. So you see, man, uh, like I have here, okay, what the chip can do to the body, or what the implant can do to the body. Okay, it can take the body over. All right, whoever is controlling it can control the whole body, and that's what the Neuralink can do. And they showed you that in the new what 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 the little girl name?
Oh, I mean, the
Little,
Dolly.
little girl.
I forget it again. They just make a part two. Anne.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
it, I guess what it is.
They
But you
showed you
know,
that.
That's
All right,
that's make Salaka, that's Megan 2.0.
Megan.
oh Megan, yeah, Megan.
Okay. They showed you that Megan 2.0 with her, with the woman who created her. They implanted a Neuralink chip in her, and she got knocked out, and Megan fully take over.
Mhm. You know what's so interesting about this, right? The scripture say we are ignorant of Satan's devices. Now, I speak as a man when I say this, but in this slide where it says they originally did this for people with paralysis, right? To help them be able to walk and everything. Esau always does these things under the guise of medical, advancement or the so-called help people, right? And their test subjects are people with disabilities, right? Mainly people with paralysis or people who, let's say, autism or something. So when we look at the full scope of this, right? Look at right now in this year, we have in the world there's record cases of autism in the US, right? People with mental illnesses. And we know that is because of that is in direct correlation to the medicines and things where they give the people at birth and different things. So when you look at the ground scope of things, from he's already been setting up people in place or it causing disabilities in people. So later on down the line, when they have age, they can implant these different, devices into them and blame their actions on their mental illness.
Yep.
You see,
You know.
because you see here, they say his family know he have a mental illness.
Yep.
So that's the perfect candidate.
Yep. And think about it too. A few years back, they've been implanting prisoners. Anybody who go to prison, they implanted with a chip. Okay, but
Mhm.
now that Elon must have this, this
Really.
brain, okay, they could use that.
And they say it cosmetically invisible, meaning they would have that in them and nobody would know.
Nobody, right? See,
Mhm.
all right. So when people saw that this young girl got stabbed on the train and her neck and all that, okay, and you notice too, after that, it's like he saw them going crazy on the so-called black man. Okay, all right, they going crazy over that. All right, just to say, they could do what they want to do.
Mhm.
All right. So but hey, the scriptures say, boy, this dude he's the devil. All right, and he is the devil the Bible speaks of. Okay, let's get to one more precept and we can get out here. Let's get Job 21, verse 28 to 30, brother.
Yes, Salaka, get quick precept, brother.
God.
What's that precept?
Job 21, 28 to 30. But you could bring your precept before we get that.
Right. This is Ephesians 6 and 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right. We got to put on the whole armor of God, which is this knowledge. All right. And that's how we could um point out this devil trickery, this wiles of this devil. All right, this trickery, the devil, you know what I mean? We ain't ignorant of his devices. You know, these things with this devil set up, you know what I mean, especially in these time, you know. So, you know, we one step ahead. You know what I mean? Like these people, all right. All right, we foresee the evil, you know, of the things what happen in this world today. You know what I mean? That's why the scripture say, put on the whole arm of God. All right. Because you know the times we coming in, like you say, you know, and all the things what you all give good analogy of the different movies that we watch, like all these different movies. And another one case in point is the last Matrix, whereby you know they had all them people control, and then people them just start for no reason they turn up something, they just start jumping out the flicking window and things. So so all kind of things that are gonna be happening these day and time. People that are gonna just crash out, you
Yep.
know, they can just literally crash out with, you know, with whatever is implanted in their bodies, you know.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
You know,
That,
go ahead, huh?
go ahead, Mamba. Go ahead.
You know, fairly reading through this thing, I'm right through this article, right? If I could bring out this little piece here, it says the coin-sized device is powered by an advanced custom chip within the implant that processes these signals and transmit them to a digital device through a standard Bluetooth connection, a novel step in PCI development. So that means that device with inside him, all that needed was a Bluetooth connection in order to start the transmission.
Yep.
And when you think about it, the world we live in now, you're surrounded by Wi-Fi, you're surrounded by Bluetooth, emitting devices. You know, it could have been that device was inside his mind connected to the Bluetooth, was connected to that female and that information, and that was the trigger to say, all right, then that's the target right there.
Yep.
Yes, boy. It's crazy.
You see?
God.
And when you further read on, it says surgical robots meticulously weave these threads into the cerebral cortex. And you know, the cerebral cortex is responsible for the brain's higher level processes like learning and emotion to ensure precise placement of the electrodes. So that means they use robots now to like I say meticulously, and because I remember when you went into that word meticulous, that means step by step, that means very carefully weave the threads into the cerebral cortex, which is the main process, the main function of that is for learning and emotion. So that chip caused him to go into a heightened state of emotion, or what they look like rage, you know, to commit that act.
God.
So one could say, you know, when that connected to that woman's Bluetooth, you know, that triggered the rage emotion for him to act that way towards her. Right. You know, I just speaking this, in theory, but
Right.
it ain't. It sounds far fetched, but the scripture does say we are not ignorant to his devices, and he seek out ways. You know, the scripture called it wiser than Daniel. He seek out ways in wickedness that you can't even fathom.
God.
John.
Shalom, shalom, the Mahdi,
Shalom. Yabashimashai Barakatah.
the Mahdi, going off the title, watch commentaries, because it says, right? But yeah, you bring that Job 21 and 28.
This is Job 21 and 28. It says, for ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked?
Read on verse 29 and verse 30. It's a lot.
Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath.
God. All right. So Esau, Edom is the devil. The Bible spoke speak of. Okay. All right. This year the brother Kazak Salaki. This year the brother Lamada posted. See the technology to give people a mark that enables them to buy and sell in the buy
electronic
and sell
economy.
economy is available. There are many different ways it could happen, and such programs are proposed.
And tested consistently.
Right. So they that's what they done. Okay, straight through until they get it perfectly. All right. This is the GNT version of verse 29 and 30. They say, haven't you talked with people who travel? Don't you know the reports they bring back? On the day the Most High is angry and punish it. It is the wicked who are always spared. Right? But Esau, Edom, okay, they will be brought forth for the day of judgment. Okay. Uh, the bottom Lamar, all right, on Revelation 13 and 16, Khan, all right. So, yeah, brothers, okay. Esau, Edom is the devil. And as we went through
God,
this article, okay, as we went through this article, we see how his schemes were. We see how his plans were. Okay. We ain't ignorant. Okay. We search out things and we put it together. All right. Okay. The brother Lamar posted Job 14 and 5, saying his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Okay. Thou hast appointed his bound that he cannot pass. All right. And his time is running out because he's the end of the world. All right. And Jacob is the beginning of the following. So, yeah, man. So, hey, yeah, brothers. All right. Lord will, the lesson was edifying. Okay. Yeah. Anybody have anything to add or?
I just want to say, I came here to be vigilant in the times what we had. Always keep your head on the swivel, be mindful of your surroundings because we're surrounded by people who take that juicy juice. At any given time, they can send out the frequency and cause some people to free themselves up. A lot of times there's be demons on them. But sometimes Esau got his artificial demons now. So when you think about it, I think that's what it is. They artificial demons as well. So we
Yeah.
always have to be mindful, of our surroundings and the mannerisms of people. You see,
Yeah.
the
God,
if I could just make mention of a similar thing would happen today. People just freaking themselves out for no reason. Cussing and carrying on for no reason.
All right. Like we say, come to a city near you. All right. So yeah, Akim. All right. Namad say the wicked is created for the day of evil. So we know that.
Done.
You know. Yeah. So yeah. So Lord will. Hey, this lesson was edified. All right, and to serve His purpose. Okay. we will learn, okay, throughout the whole situation, is not be too quick to judge, not be too quick to say, man, you feel sorry or anything like that, because it ain't the way how it is. All right, it ain't the way how it is. All right, so before you do a lesson, before we say, oh, Jake shouldn't have done that, okay, gather your information first.
Okay.
Okay.
Examine before you judge. So
That's
tell you
it.
that.
Scripture tell you that. See? So now we know what time it is. All right, and we know we're not ignorant of this devil's schemes. Okay, so yeah, man, hey, yeah, brother, you gotta analyze through the spirit, you know, and that's what we do. Okay, we analyze everything before we bring it forth.
Yeah.
Uh,
This Sirach 11:7. It says, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk.
God, all right, so there you have it. Okay, so with that, we like to give all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Hashem,
Yahweh,
Yahweh Shai,
Shai,
Hashem,
Bahashem
Yahushai,
Akakadash,
Hashem Kakadash,
Yahweh, Rakti Yahweh
all
Shai.
right, double
Brakti
honor to
Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai.
God, all right, double
Shalom.
honor to those and the elders of great wisdom. Peace and salutation to you, Akim, or just pushing the truth in love, sincerity, and charity with all humility. All right, Shalom and the Bob of God.
Shalom. Shalom.